Get free tech advice for your business from O2 Gurus. Search O2 Business for more.
The Huawei Honor 6 Plus. It's been reviewed far and wide on the web. I almost didn't review it. After all, it's just not as fresh as it used to be. But we're a UK tech site and it's just come to the UK. £299 pay as you go on 3. And when you look at the specs, you'll see exactly why I decided to change my mind and review it. So let's get started with the design. And this is a blown up Honor 6. That's not to say the Honor 6 didn't look good. It did. It still does. But it's hardly original. Screen, buttons, ports, cameras, smartphone by numbers design. As such, this is a bigger smartphone by numbers design. The Plus refers to a 5.5-inch display. The Honor 6 has a 5-inch display. The iPhone 6 Plus has a 5.5-inch display, but that's by the by. The only difference aesthetically between the Honor 6 and the Honor 6 Plus, other than the size, is the rear camera setup. Dual cameras for some fun shooting features that I'll come on to later. It's a well-made big phone with a big screen and a great finish, especially for that £299 price tag. One disclaimer, like I said, it's big. It's bigger than the LG G4 even though it has the same screen size, so check it out in the flesh if you have concerns about it being too big for your hands. The screen's 5.5 inches, full HD and IPS technology. Big, but not the biggest. Sharp, but not the sharpest. It's high quality, but not the highest. It's also not as bright as the Galaxy S6 for example, and it's also under half the price. Go figure. So while it doesn't give you everything, it gives you everything you'd want for the price. Decent viewing angles, accurate whites, and punchy enough saturation. A nice touch Huawei integrates into its Emotion UI is screen color calibration. That means you can choose how warm or cool you want your colors to be. The phone shows off that Emotion UI well. That's Huawei's interface that sits on top of Android 4.4. This is composed of home screens, a notifications tray, and quick toggles. There's sort of a Huawei take on Apple's Spotlight search featured when you pull down one of the home screens, but what Huawei gives with one hand it takes with another, and in an equally Apple move, there's no applications tray. This is a far departure from stock Android and will upset many stock Android enthusiasts. But you do have themes and transitions you can customize. Finally, there's also an easy mode to make the Honor 6 Plus super accessible. The themes are fun and it's a good looking UI. In fact, it would get a general thumbs up, but apps have a habit of crashing more on this phone than on other high-enders. It's a shame, though it doesn't kill the experience, just muddies it a little bit. When it comes to the camera, this is a good one. Easily amongst the best you can do for that £300 price tag. There are 3 main shooting modes: photo, wide aperture, and video. Photo and video are self-explanatory. It takes 13 megapixel stills and full HD video. Wide aperture is quirky and great. It uses a dual 8 megapixel lenses to mimic a lens with variable aperture. This is another way of background defocusing as found on other phones, but it works better here. It also produces really good low light shots too, especially given the fact there's no optical image stabilization at play. Pure quality falls behind most phones with OIS, but it beats most phones without. It's weird. 2 8 megapixel sensors around the back produce one 13 megapixel image, but that's what Huawei's done. There's also dual flash on board, bright enough for lighting up faces, small rooms, and for use as a video light, though don't expect too much from it for larger spaces. My main criticism of the camera is the speed of capture. It isn't instant, with focus potentially making you miss your moment. The front camera is also 8 megapixels and is ace in good light. The beauty mode gives you on-the-fly plastic surgery to make you look like a blow-up doll, but you can control how strong it is if you're going for the more natural look. Videos recorded in full HD at 1080p. Saturation, color balance, and general performance is strong. It also has digital image stabilization that you can switch on or off, and it works pretty well, resulting in video that's smooth and usable in most conditions. Even low light impresses here, which is brilliant for an upper mid-ranger. The screen doesn't just show off photos and videos taken on the 6 Plus, it's also great for streaming video services like Netflix and BBC iPlayer. The phone's flat sides and big display also makes it awesome for gaming. It's comfortable to hold in landscape and plays games back well. Perhaps my favorite thing about the UK variant on 3, it has 32 gigabytes of memory on board. This instantly makes the Honor 6 Plus the best value gaming phone around. In fact, the only downside to the media experience is the speaker. It's a mono speaker and it's around the back, so you'll want to use headphones. In addition to that 32 gig internal memory, there's micro SD expandability. This means you can get 128 gigs extra memory, totaling 160 gigs. £300. Brilliant stuff. Also helping along with the gaming capabilities is that Kirin 925 processor. It's an 8-core chipset paired with 3 gig of RAM. Like I said earlier, there's occasional instability. Current flagships also benchmark and multitask better, but the majority of users won't push the Honor 6 Plus to its limits. The connections on the phone are also brilliant. NFC, 3G, 4G up to Cat 6, GPS, Bluetooth 4.0, Wi-Fi Direct. Short of an infrared blaster and wireless charging, this thing is winning across the board. Finally, battery, and thank goodness Huawei put a giant 3600 mAh cell in here. That's 600 mAh more than the LG G4, another 5.5-inch screened phone. Sure, the iPhone 6 Plus lasts longer, so don't expect miracles, but you should get a day out of this thing as a heavy user. Light to medium users may creep into the second day. Sadly though, there's no fast charging, so expect to wait while you're juicing up. So that entire review is exactly why I had to review the Honor 6 Plus. A £300 phone that'll meet most needs of almost any power user I know. That's impressive. Fair to good design, screen and UI. Perfect for multimedia and decent battery life too. Pair that with a great front-facing and rear-facing camera and you are laughing. So for anyone in the market for a big phone under £350, this should be your go-to. If you're thinking about a smaller phone, then the Honor 6 is 5 inches and £249. If you like the size but not the price of the Honor 6 Plus, the Huawei G7 5.5 inches 720p Snapdragon beautiful metal build £100 less. Or for a flagship alternative with a 5.5-inch screen, the LG G4 gives you a better screen and a better camera. Though, like I already mentioned, worse battery life. Alternatives aside though, well done Huawei and well done Honor. It definitely looks like this brand is here to stay. Hopefully you enjoyed my review of the Huawei Honor 6 Plus. If you did, then click that like button. Of course, if you like BTech, subscribe to the channel and share our videos. That's how you're going to stay on top of everything that we do, and it also helps us out massively. If you've got any questions about the phone or anything I've spoken about, fire them in the comments section below and I will do my very best to answer. Thanks for watching BTech.